Have you ever looked at someone and thought, how is it that they seem so healthy, so full of life? Even though they don't seem to exercise regularly, how do they age with such strength and peace? While so many of us are trying so hard to keep up with workout plans, routines, and the pressure to constantly be doing more, maybe you've asked yourself whether it's even possible to live a long and healthy life without stepping foot in a gym. And if you have, I want to tell you something that might surprise you. Yes, it is absolutely possible, and not only is it possible, it's something many people around the world are already doing. There are entire communities, especially in places known as blue zones, like Okinawa in Japan, Nicoya in Costa Rica, or Sardinia in Italy, where people live well into their 80s, 90s, and even past 100, with minimal chronic disease, strong minds, and active lives. And many of these people have never done formal exercise the way we think of it. No treadmills, no weightlifting, no boot camps. Yet they live long, deeply fulfilling lives filled with movement, meaning, and joy. And that made researchers and doctors ask the question, what's their secret? Stay with us through the end of this video, because what you'll hear today might gently shift how you see your own health, and if you've ever experienced something similar. Feel free to share your story in the comments. Your words might bring comfort to someone else who needs it. And as always, if this kind of thoughtful, honest wellness speaks to you, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, so you don't miss any of our future episodes. So today, I want to share with you 5 key traits that people who live long, healthy lives without exercising tend to share. And these aren't magical or unattainable. They're simple, human, and completely within reach, no matter your background, your age, or your fitness level, and my hope is that by the end of this video, you'll feel encouraged. Not overwhelmed, empowered, not pressured, because true health isn't about punishing yourself or keeping up with everyone else. It's about building a life that supports your well-being from the inside out. First, these people have learned how to manage stress in a deep and sustainable way. Not by avoiding stress entirely, because that's impossible, but by creating inner habits that help their bodies recover and regulate more effectively. Stress, as we know, is a silent force that can erode health over time. It elevates cortisol, impairs digestion, disturbs sleep, and increases the risk of many chronic diseases. Yet the people who live long without exercise often face life with more calm. They carry less tension in their bodies, they breathe slower, and they don't constantly live in fight or flight mode. Many of them engage in daily rituals that center them, such as morning walks, prayer, meditation, quiet gardening, or simply taking time to sit and drink something warm while watching the day begin. They do not rush from one task to the next with anxiety. Instead, they build space into their lives, they take breaks, they allow pauses, and they treat their nervous system with care, and in times of difficulty, they lean on their faith, their community, or their practices, instead of collapsing inward. This steady emotional tone helps their hearts, their immune systems, their digestion, and their minds stay stronger for longer. And it reminds us that true resilience is not about pretending everything is fine, but about staying grounded through the waves. Second, they are deeply connected to others, not in a superficial or performative way, but in a deeply human way. Their lives are built around relationships, around being seen, needed, and loved. They live in multi-generational homes. They stop to chat with neighbors on the street, they cook together, eat together, walk together, and celebrate life's small joys together. And this kind of connection doesn't just feel good, it literally heals the body. Studies show that loneliness increases the risk of early death as much as smoking or obesity. But people who feel connected experience lower levels of stress hormones, better heart health, and even sharper cognitive function as they age. Because human connection regulates our nervous system, soothes our mind, and gives us a reason to get up in the morning. When people feel emotionally safe, they sleep better, they digest better. They even recover faster from illness, and those who live longest often belong to a circle of mutual care, where birthdays are remembered, losses are grieved together, and simple meals are shared. And it's not about having many friends. It's about having a few who matter deeply, with whom you can be yourself. Cry if you need to, laugh from your belly, or sit in silence with no pressure to perform. This kind of closeness supports the brain, lowers blood pressure, reduces inflammation, and offers something no medicine ever could: the healing power of belonging. Third, they move consistently but not intensely. They don't count reps or wear fitness trackers. They simply live lives that are full of natural movement. They walk instead of drive. They clean their homes by hand. They work in the garden. They carry things. They kneel, squat, stretch, and lift, not in a gym, but in their kitchens, fields, and daily errands. This steady, low-impact activity keeps their muscles active, their joints mobile, and their hearts healthy without ever requiring a treadmill or weight bench. And because it is built into their daily life, it happens without resistance or pressure. They don't need motivation to move, because movement is how they prepare food, how they socialize, how they contribute to their household, and how they connect with the world around them. This shows us that health doesn't require intensity. It requires regularity, and that we too can benefit from standing more often, taking stairs, cooking our own meals, walking to nearby places, or playing with children and pets instead of always defaulting to passive rest. Movement can be joyful, gentle, and deeply healing when it becomes a part of your everyday rhythm, rather than a task you dread. Fourth, they eat real food. And I mean real, not processed, not packaged, not chemically enhanced, but food that comes from nature, grown in soil, prepared with love, and eaten with intention. They don't diet, they don't count macros or weigh every portion. Instead, they eat in a way that is balanced, local, seasonal, and joyful. In Okinawa, elders eat mostly vegetables, tofu, sweet potatoes, seaweed, and small portions of fish. In Sardinia, it's legumes, whole grains, greens, olive oil, and fresh goat cheese. And in Nicoya, it's black beans, rice, squash, papayas, and homemade tortillas. They follow traditions passed down over generations, cooking with care and listening to their bodies, eating when they are hungry and stopping before they are full. Their portions are moderate, their ingredients are nourishing, and their attitude toward food is peaceful. They do not fear food, they respect it. Meals are not rushed, they are savored slowly and with gratitude. They do not moralize eating or chase extremes. Instead, they trust that nature gives us what we need when we listen with care. And they keep their relationship with food one of trust and simplicity, which lowers stress, supports digestion, and helps them maintain stable energy over time. Their health comes not from control, but from consistency, from food that is lovingly prepared, eaten in good company, and aligned with the rhythms of the seasons. Fifth, they live with purpose, not always dramatic or world-changing, but steady and meaningful. They wake up each day with a reason to be alive, whether that is caring for a grandchild, continuing a family tradition, tending to a garden, cooking for the community, or participating in faith or service. This sense of meaning gives their lives structure, depth, and vitality, and it protects them from despair, loneliness, and loss of identity in old age. Having purpose is one of the strongest predictors of longevity. It supports mental health, reduces the risk of stroke and Alzheimer's, and helps people endure through hard seasons. Because when you believe you are needed, you take better care of yourself, and you stay connected to something greater than yourself. Purpose does not have to be grand or impressive, it simply needs to be real. Maybe for you it is writing letters, mentoring someone younger, making art, caring for animals, volunteering once a week, or continuing something your parents taught you. What matters is that it pulls you forward, gives you joy, and reminds you that your presence in this world is valuable. When people live with meaning, they radiate calm, they worry less, and they live longer, not because they chase health, but because they chase life, and in that pursuit, health becomes a byproduct. So if you are watching this and thinking you haven't exercised in years, or that it's too late for you, or that you'll never be the kind of person who runs marathons or does intense workouts, I want you to know, it is okay. You are not broken. You are not behind, and you are not too late to care for yourself in ways that are kind, honest, and sustainable. Start by breathing slower, by reaching out to someone you love, by eating something warm and nourishing, by moving gently, by reconnecting to something you care about. Health does not begin in the gym. It begins in your thoughts, in your habits, in your connections, and in the way you speak to yourself. You do not need to punish your body to be worthy of care. You do not need to follow every trend to live well. You are already enough to begin. Let health be something that flows from who you are, not something you chase out of fear. Let it come from love, from presence, from intention. And if you do, your life will not just be longer. It will be deeper, fuller, and more free. Thank you for caring about your health in a way that is human, hopeful, and healing. Thank you for being here. I'll see you again next time.